American female serial killers are back, and today we're talking about Janie Lou Gibbs. And as you may know by now, these take me a really long time, so if you can like, comment, share, copy link, let me know if this is on your For You page, anything to help me get views, I appreciate you to the fullest extent of the law. Okay, Janie Lou Gibbs was born Janie Lou Hickox on December 25th, 1932, and she lived until February 7th, 2010. She was an American serial killer from Cordell, Georgia, who killed her 3 sons, a grandson, and her husband by poisoning them with arsenic in 1966 and 1967. Gibbs was born in Georgia on Christmas Day, 1932. I wasn't able to find anything about her childhood or her home life as a kid. As an adult, she operated a daycare from her home and was a dedicated member of the local church community. She had been married to her husband Marvin for 18 years before she began killing. In 1965, Gibbs committed her first murder, poisoning her husband Marvin by putting arsenic into his dinner. While he was in the hospital, she brought him homemade soup containing more poison. After his death on January 21st, 1966, doctors determined the cause of death had been liver disease. After her husband's death, Gibbs was supported by the local church community and later donated some of her husband's life insurance money to the church. 8 months after the death of her husband, she poisoned her youngest son, 13-year-old Marvin Jr. He died on August 29th, 1966. He was then assumed to have inherited the liver disease from his father, although his death certificate listed hepatitis. Gibbs was not suspected of any wrongdoing. Again, she donated a large portion of her life insurance payout to the local church. On January 23rd, 1967, another of her sons, 16-year-old Melvin, died suddenly, and doctors listed his cause of death as a rare muscular disorder, and for a third time, Gibbs donated life insurance money to the church. The fact that she kept donating so much of the life insurance money was probably a big part of the reason why no one suspected her of any wrongdoing, because usually when people kill for life insurance money, they keep it and spend it. After this, Gibbs only had one son left, 19-year-old Robert. Robert had fathered a child named Raymond with his wife, and Gibbs was seen to be delighted that she had become a grandmother. Soon, however, Raymond became sick and died suddenly, followed only a month later by his father. Following the sudden deaths of a previously healthy young man and his infant son, the family physician became suspicious and referred the case to a state crime lab. An autopsy on Robert found that he had ingested a fatal amount of arsenic. Gibbs was arrested for the murder on her birthday, which is also Christmas Day, and the bodies of her husband and 3 sons were then exhumed. Autopsies conducted in the cemetery revealed each of the 5 murdered members of the Gibbs household had arsenic present in their bodies. Gibbs was initially found unfit to stand trial and was confined to a mental institution where she worked as a cook, but later she stood trial and was sentenced to 5 life sentences. She remained in prison until 1999 when she was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease and was released into the custody of her sister, and she died in 2010 in a nursing home.